All right, welcome to another episode of Ran Out of Talent. I'm your host, Joe Zer Jr., and with me is my co-host, Zach Donathan. How's it going tonight, Zach?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Been doing a lot behind the microphone in the RC world. Been trying to get more gigs. Having a lot of fun. What have you been doing since the last 2 weeks since we were on last?
Uh, well, honestly, not too much. Last weekend, I went up north for my family's Christmas. We do on my dad's side, we do like a kind of the extended family gets together.
Yep,
And we do like a white elephant. So that's fun. And
that's fun. Yeah,
so Yeah, it's fun, but we the white elephant's okay. There's normally somebody always spends more than the limit, or
yeah.
well,
You feel like an asshole, and
me no.
no, not
Um,
you, but
yeah, I know you feel you spend within the limit. You don't bring anything cool,
yeah.
but and then there was a slot car race that I failed at, but I'm blaming it on the track.
What kind of slot cars, like brand?
Walmart. I don't know.
Okay. Was it like at your family's house or was it like at
Yeah,
a place?
no.
Okay. Because Joe three, well, all three of my whole family basically at one time was racing slot cars in Elk River. Just Carrera cars, and my dad and Joe three still go out and race slot cars at a buddy's house. It's fun, but man, there's only so many hours in a day, and I was getting serious, and I'm like, I can't do it. So, looks like Jason Klein checking in, Austin checking in. Austin just got himself a two-wheel drive buggy after saying, I'm only going to race oval this year. That never seems to work out. You all right, Zach?
Yeah, I'm doing business stuff. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I can sit and talk and BS for a while because, hey, Joe Garcia checking in. Yeah, man. We I had a busy last couple of weeks. So, week and a half ago was the Christmas Classic at Dollar Hobbies.
Hmm. That
Great
looked really
event.
fun.
It was. Um, it was a lot of fun. Man, I talked to a lot of on-road guys. Hey, Matt Kronig checking in. I talked to a lot of on-road guys, and you guys like a lot of practice
Um,
or testing or whatever you want to call it. Because,
well,
well,
not any more than like you don't have any more practice at an on-road race than you do an off-road race.
well, this
They give
off,
you the same amount of. Go ahead.
well, no, this on-road race had a lot of practice. So it was practice Thursday,
Okay.
practice most of the day on Friday. Then we had a round of qualifying Friday night. Then Saturday, we did round two. Then we took an hour break for lunch and practice. And then we did round three and took like a 45-minute break for more practice. And then we did round four, and then there was practice after round four.
Okay, that is a lot of practice.
That's a lot. Everyone I talked to, man, they dig it.
Yeah. Well, so I have mixed feelings about that. So I can get behind the Thursday practice and the Friday
Hmm.
practice
Hmm.
because if you can't come in Thursday, Friday's all you got. But generally, like Friday for like bigger races is, or depending on like the format of the race too, is either like a seeding and a qualifier or something. So like there's only like half a day of practice.
Yep.
Um, or if you're doing like a regional race, Friday night might be a club race. Um, like
I
during
think
Motive Series, for
I
example.
think yeah, I think a club race would be trump practice by a lot.
Yeah. That's what, like at the Motive on-road series,
Hmm.
that's what they do at the lower level. That's the only one I've been able to attend in recent years, just because all the other ones are like 7 hours away from me,
Yeah,
and it's just I want to go, but at the same time, like that's a long drive.
I get it.
Um, so they'll do, but like some of these tracks will have like again the lower level, they'll have track passes available, or like you could go in and practice for Thursday because people are there getting ready for the race. So
Right.
as long as somebody's there to open the door, you pay your practice fee, you can
Yeah.
be there. And then that's really good for people like me because that's the only time I'm going to get to the track in the last month. So you know what?
Right.
I need to brush up on it.
Yeah.
Um, and then Friday they'll do practice. Um, Part of the day, if we'll say like 8 a.m. to like whenever the club racing officially starts. I think they were doing it at 7, but it's an abbreviated program, so you get done about 10-ish because there's not a
Yeah.
ton. It's only on road. You don't normally do on road and off road, but anyway. And then Saturday is the race. Generally, there's not practice in between rounds. If the track's really wonky, or if there wasn't a lot of practice to begin with, that's helpful. Sometimes there's practice at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, but that's just for like there's like an hour.
Okay.
You know, it's not, and I really like practice at the beginning of the day because I haven't touched my car in like 12 hours. I need to get that thing on the track, get my mind back right, something
Hmm.
like that.
Yep. 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 Yeah, Brian was there. He said, wouldn't need as much practice if it was controlled. Honestly, I got there Friday right before the first qualifier. Anything that happened before that, it happened. And we did have mod touring car practice. I think it was Friday night, and we had two rounds of that, two 5-minute rounds, and we had 13, 5, 12 scale practice because those were by far the two fastest. You can't be out there with Euro trucks and VTA cars when you're driving a 13, 5, 12 scale. But no, everybody seemed to like it. The track was, it seemed to get consistent for the main, seemed to. But it's like, I guess the fans were on all day Saturday. I didn't feel them, but round 4, I started feeling them. I started feeling a breeze. And in round 4, everybody slowed down significantly.
Mm.
But,
Brian, how did you feel the track was? Did it get greasy? Did
I
the
think
temperature
it got
affect the
so,
grip?
yeah, I think it got so sticky. Like I walked out like around the sweeper area a few times to fix the track, and my shoes stuck to the track.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Brian, so my thought on controls practice is I think it's a curse and a blessing because
Hmm.
it really depends how many people are there, how it's done, and all this stuff.
It,
I
it
think
can.
that like speed cars should drive together. So if you're a mod touring car and you're like 17.5, 12 scale, like you could probably practice together.
Right.
And most of the whatever's faster than 17.5, 12 scale and mod TC should be its own thing.
Yeah.
Maybe
13.5.
13.5 and mod could go together.
13.5 12 scale was by far the fastest on the
Oh
track.
yeah.
I want to say mod touring cars were doing like 8.0 to 8.2, the super fast guys,
Hmm.
and 13.5 12 scale was like 7.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why I have mixed feelings about it is because let's say we have every hour we're going to
Hmm.
do 2 heats of mod touring car at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And then are we like I wait another hour to go practice. I can practice once in that hour because generally like I'll go out there and I'll practice probably every 10 or 15 minutes and I'll go run 3 or 6 minutes,
Yeah.
depending on like how things are going with my car and the setup and what I'm looking for. And then once I get closer to kind of knowing the track and getting like myself into a groove, I'll go out there for that controlled practice. But like Thursday open practice is great for me. And then Friday, if my car's a pile of shit, open practice is great for me. But I'm courteous out there too. I'm not like trying to run over people. We're all practicing on the same track. I try to go out there with like speed guys. So if you got you got 4 or 5 GT12s out there, I'm not going out there.
Yeah.
It's not going to make fun for any of us.
No.
And Billy's saying the most practice he's seen is 500 laps. Bill, you come to one of our races, I guarantee I'll have the most laps. Bet I don't know how many I'll have, but I know it's going to be more than 500.
Yeah, Lee's saying time for a nap with all that practice. Jacob's checking in. He's wondering if I have my off-road cars done yet. I got the wheelers ready to go. I'm planning on doing the Iowa race down at Bad Fast. But I will have my 2-wheel drive buggies ready to go by the 28th. This weekend,
is there like a luxury brand you're putting together, or what's going on? Why aren't your buggies ready?
Because I need to get a lot of parts into mine.
Oh, did you break something?
No, new setup in the B7.
Oh, okay. So you have to buy.
Yeah, so we were talking, and that's the thing. I'm sticking with Associated, and I am very confident. I'm very confident that they will fix the weak points in the B7. Well, the thing is, geometry-wise, the car is correct. There's a couple obvious things that need to be fixed, and I'm sure they will be. But, that being said, I have one-up idler gears coming for it. I got Shell Fat Boy pistons coming for it. I got the proper weights. I'm doing everything that the Region 7 team manager, Kyle Holmberg's like, hey, do this instead of this. Do that instead of that. I'm listening to the team manager. My wheel, it was $300 for both cars because I'm doing Joe 3's as well. It's so much easier to have Joe 3's car set up like mine.
Mm-hmm.
Just so.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, if he's telling me it's doing something, and then, like, let's say he drives my car or drives his car with my setup, and he's saying it's doing something, and then we can offshoot to what he likes. And it's a very good, Kyle's setups for carpet have been the best. Will Britton, even though he doesn't race clay anymore, to be honest, Will Britton had the best clay setups. But he's all oval now. Lee's checking in from Australia. Pat's watching from the toy box tonight. They're club racing. That's awesome. Austin says I'm future proofing. No, I mean, just because I'm not the biggest fan.
I really dislike how off-road cars are set up to sell.
Mm-hmm.
I think like tuning parts, like springs, sway bars, like maybe different top decks or, like stiffening.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of stuff. All that stuff, it doesn't really have to come in the kit. It's preference, if you will, as long as the kit stuff is like close.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to go replacing the gears, and then you got to add weights. Like people put the shit in the.
So with the B6 series, they used to put weights in. Are you frozen, Zach? Ah, crap, Zach's frozen. Oh man. Yeah, Austin saying he can help because his cars are usually numb. Yeah, Austin, I don't like the numb car. There you are. I don't know what happened. So what I was saying was the B6 cars, after after the first generation came with like the weights, the chassis weights you needed, those came with the car. You bought the carpet edition, it came with X weights. You bought the dirt edition, it came with, and usually it comes with the proper sway bars. It's just that the B7's new and it's got to go through an evolution.
It's always,
it's no secret that the idler gears are weak. Now for springs, and also it's no secret that especially on carpet, nobody's really using team associated springs. Like I'm going to have Schumacher in the rear and Will Speed in the front.
So weird.
It is.
I can appreciate that the car is still new when you're finding the setup, but at the same point, like, you guys weren't prototyping and testing this new platform to get it close, and nobody found that the idler gears sucked?
I'm not sure. So I have a theory. I'm 90% sure I'm correct. They built that car for modified clay, and I don't think that they had the stock carpet guys in mind. Or the mod carpet guys. Or the mod carpet guys. Like there was a God, I can't there's a dude, I gave him my last set of idler gears because he was running his modified buggy on the carpet at Dollar and stripped out his gears.
I mean, that's okay if you design a car like that, but like, how about you make a carpet edition then? Like, you have the same, it's pretty much the same kit. Like you were saying, different weights, different gears, different whatever, just like the plastic and steel gears. If you're going to run mod, like, probably better have this, the steel ones, because you're going to be doing some shit.
I think eventually
you got to be able to put the power down.
Yeah. Austin saying Joe 3, it's better to have a num car for Joe 3. Jeremiah saying R1 makes a different transmission for the 7. I'm not allowed to run that. But,
sorry,
and again, the Team Associated, I am very confident in Team Associated refining the kit. They're not shy about releasing new cars.
Well, just like X-Ray, they had, let's look at the X4, the touring car platform, if you will. I don't know jack squat about the buggies. I wasn't paying attention. But, they had the 21, which I think is the original X4, and then the 22 were about the same. And then they started making big swings on the 23, and the 23 and the 24, are pretty massively different. And then you have the, the 25, which is small refinement. So what would be like to be, 6.3 to the 6.4.
Mm-hmm.
So I can appreciate that. It's just, I feel like if your main market is the USA and Europe, and you should test on those conditions. Like the USA is definitely right now clay, and
I'd almost say swinging the other direction at this point.
But now it is. But like when they came out with the B7, it was mostly, or a lot of clay. But then also Europe is almost all carpet.
Yeah.
Or Astra.
Yeah. Yeah. It's you're right. And Team Associated, they're gonna stay in. They're gonna, like I said, they're gonna come up with something good, and they're gonna come back strong from this. Jeremiah's wondering why can't we run the R1? Because BT said we're not allowed. EJ Sport checking in. Jacob saying, do you think the AE will include an option 3-gear transmission in the B7.1? I would say probably, or a re-geared 5-speed.
Re-geared meaning the different idler gears?
Yeah. And Austin saying, I may get the 25 parts on my car. Yeah.
Is that X-Ray? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, no, he bought one of our buddies 24, which is just, it's a great car.
Buggy. Okay.
Yeah.
The side rails, yeah.
Yeah, the side rails. I mean, but yeah, But going back to it, I've been having a lot of fun the past 2 weeks just running Wheeler and announcing races. Next week we're going to go down to Blooming Prairie and race at their Christmas Chaos race
Okay,
next
what's that about?
Saturday. We did that ad for it last week. It's on the 21st down at Southern Minnesota RC Raceway. Yeah, we race a ton of fifth scale there in the summertime. We've never really been down there in the winter. I want to give it a shot.
Are you racing fifth scale? Are you racing?
No. They have a smaller indoor track.
Okay.
It's fairly small, but my dad and I were talking. We're like, some of the most fun we've ever had racing has been on a small track.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, heck yeah, let's go down and try it.
Everyone hates on a small track until you get like if you're a fairly skilled driver,
Yeah.
small track racing is really fun. Until you get to like the really skilled part, and then it's just whoever makes a mistake.
Right. Ooh, Matt Kronig's working on a Will Speed X-ray car. Have you ever seen a Will Speed chassis?
Yeah, it's like the whole thing's billet aluminum, right?
Yep, and they dig the transmission case like down into the chassis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, those things are rad. I've wanted to build one, but basically since I've had the money to build one, since I've been working a better job, I've been a Team Associated sponsored driver, and that is not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to be racing at Hoosier anytime? You got your Wheeler, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I'm not racing. I'm done with off road.
Oh.
I'm trying to sell my buggy right now, so
yeah.
Which is not going good.
Yeah.
The Osmatics cars sold like instantly, and I'm struggling to sell my 22 X4 Elite. But
so you're gonna buy a sprint car and race oval at Hoosier?
Yeah,
Come on.
I'm gonna
Come
do
on.
that.
Come
But I'm
on.
about 20 years older.
Yeah.
I would rather travel, and go race like anything else. I don't want that.
I'm gonna say in my old man voice, you sound like me when I was that age.
Yeah, I know, Grandpa. I know.
I've been tap checking it. Oh, Matt's saying you have to pull the transmission to change your spur gear on the wheel speed. Well, yeah, because it's so low. So, I mean, if you do your mesh right, you won't have that problem.
But if a lot of those guys are changing gears to get like in between gears.
Yeah. Anthony's saying, "Oh, come on, dude."
Look, Anthony, I will travel to your new track. You build me like 13.5 or faster, and I'll drive the hell out of it. I'm not touching the car. I'll charge the battery and put it in. You told me what to do to the sauce. If it doesn't turn, I need a wrench. I'll drive the hell out of it. It's fun to do a fast oval class or one you don't care about, but I'm not doing like rubber tire truck or something like that. That sounds. I don't want that.
That's why sprint car, even on rubber tire, is so much fun.
I tell you what's kind of fun is those 1RCs.
Speaking of 1RC, do you want to get into silly season?
Yeah, let's do it.
Todd Hodge to 1RC.
Oh boy!
Did you see that ever happen?
No, explain. So I have heard the name, but I don't remember who Todd Hodge is.
Todd Hodge was late 90s to early 2010 fast off-road guy. Always up there competing for world championships. I'm guaranteed he's got national championships under his belt, all that junk. And then he was working for Horizon, and he was, it wasn't clear if it wasn't clear if he was let go or quit, but the writing was on the wall. Yeah, it doesn't work there anymore. So we went to 1RC. Now, with Todd Hodges' brain, 1RC is going to have the most realistic, coolest cars that handle like a dream.
I think they definitely need. So I've driven the 1RC car, and it was a rental. So like,
Yeah.
take some of this with a grain of salt. But like, I tapped the wall. Like I didn't go full speed into the wall.
Yeah.
Like I missed the corner, and like I overshot the corner, and I tapped the wall, and
Yeah.
the shock pops off.
Yeah. See,
Come
and
on,
that's the
like
type of crap Todd will fix
yeah.
over time.
And maybe
Yeah.
it was worn out. I don't know, but still, like fucking X-ray doesn't do that. Screw
Yeah.
that thing on.
Yeah. Austin saying mod late model. That would be a blast. Late models are
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I'll try if it's. I'll wheel it. I'll buy
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah. So I was surprised, but yet happy to see Todd Hodge go to a company like 1RC. Oh, it sounds like you need a Traxxas, Jeremiah says.
I'm not. I
I went through that this summer when I did the parking lot racing, and I'm going to go through it again next summer when I do the parking lot racing.
I feel like parking lot racing at Traxxas would be really fun. Oh, here it is.
It's the appropriate thing to do with the Traxxas.
I feel like that would be really fun to do. That's like Euro Truck on carpet. It's super fun.
Yes.
I have a
But
Euro Truck right back there.
you learn how to laugh your ass off at it because the shittiness of it.
Yeah. Well,
And you're racing, but you don't take it seriously.
you do. You want to win against your buddies, but like
Not
it's
re-
not the
I
same
mean,
thing as racing two-wheel drive buggy.
yeah. So speaking of Euro Truck, we had Euro Truck at the Christmas Classic, and there was one guy. His results weren't great, but he qualified well. His name was Mike Van Vliet. I don't know him at all, really, but he had the old school truck body on his Euro Truck with the super flat nose.
Hmm.
I bet you that makes that car handle so much better.
I'm told that the Fox body's like 2/10 faster a lap.
Yeah. I wouldn't know, but yeah,
That's what I don't know. When I raced it, they only had the big regular bodies.
no, so yeah, this one, yeah, it's the old school semi flat
the
nose,
first-
like
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
I almost would guarantee if I built that truck and went out there, I would be. Dude, you gotta put the right stuff in the trucks. It's not
I
hard.
know.
It's just some grease.
Yeah. Yeah. Gary saying or Austin saying Gary at the hobby farm. I gave Gary the nickname the Traxxas Whisperer because he's got Traxxas cars like in every class. He's made a Traxxas work and he's making A mains with the thing, albeit the track is his track, but still it's impressive nonetheless. So
Hold on.
yeah, I can keep talking. Oh man. Yeah, so Todd Hodge to 1RC. I'm happy to see that, and I hope that really brings the handling around. One announcement to X-Ray, Lee Martin to X-Ray. Did you think that would happen?
I for some reason thought he was already on X-Ray, and maybe I'm getting him and Martin Bayer mixed up.
I
But
think you are. Because Lee Martin used to be Infinity, something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was Lee Martin. I think he was Infinity, and I think people have been leaving Infinity.
Well, for
Well,
a long time,
I should say the off-road guys are.
Yeah, but they have good reason to.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. But I mean, they also need to make a paycheck. But that's cool that Lee Martin. I mean, Lee Martin is the reason I tried out Yokomo. I hated every second of it. Every second of it. But he made the car look so good. I had the Yokomo CAL2 with his buggy on the box. And I'm like, everything about that car was hard. And then I switched to an Associated B 6.1, and it's like, oh, this is easy. Yeah, so Camden Lime left Hot Race Tires to go to Promotion. You know, not the biggest announcement of silly season, but definitely notable.
It's very interesting.
Well, Promotion, somebody made the Promotion picture brighter because what somebody
I
did
saw
was,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like Tater's going on that team as well.
Yeah. Well, and then the other guy, who was the third guy?
I don't remember. Lee's saying, did DRC get the new shirts? That's a good question.
Well, Joe, you should know this.
You're
Well,
drop shipping.
right. Okay, good. Yeah, so I have not had a chance to update the website. But yeah, you can get this design, this is the baseball design or the biker design, and on a hoodie or a t-shirt and your choice of colors. And they will be available at some point. I just have to get it all together.
Yeah.
But this is from the initial batch of them that I had ordered for the business. I need to order more. I'm dragging my feet because there's a million other things that I need to order instead of t-shirts, and I don't have
Yeah.
unlimited funds.
Yeah. No, I understand.
So unfortunately,
Is it possible to get the classic t-shirt with the logo that's over your head?
yeah, we can make that available.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I really do dig that logo. Waiting on the Fend and Tater post. Dude, Austin, we all are.
All right, so let's go into this because I have a crazy speculation that has zero foundation on any truth.
I think we have the same one. I think we have the same one.
Oh, really? The one I told you about?
The one you told me about, but then I heard more about it.
Really?
But I'm not going to say from whom. I'm not going to say from whom.
That's okay. You just got to say what they had to say. All right, so I text Joe like Monday. I was like, how crazy would it be if Dakota went to Mayako for 8th scale and Schumacher for 10th scale?
Yes, I would love that. No, my other one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, so I love that one because nobody gets hurt. It's not, but Schumacher, like you said, so Muzz posted under Keenan's post, like, oh, you've been listening to our phone calls. There's something brewing at Schumacher.
Yeah, but there's only 3 teams that the three teams, yeah. 3 teams that the TLRIs can go to. X-Ray, Associated, and Schumacher. Like Yokomo is shitting the bed right now. They're not doing great.
From what I've heard, that buggy that Yokomo has, I heard is good, but they're not putting anything behind it.
Yeah. And well, I guess you have S-Works too. Some people could go to S-Works.
Yeah.
And then you have Mugen, but we know Mugen doesn't pay, but it might be good enough for some people like that are kind of just getting parts anyway.
Yeah.
So like that may be good for them.
Like a contingency only driver that's on a travel team, kind of.
Yeah, like I think that's like Cole Toller would be a good example of that.
Right. So what I have heard, and I called you on my way home from practice because it was one hell of an ice storm on my way home. And I'm like, I really shouldn't. You shouldn't text and drive anyways, but I really shouldn't have been texting and driving. So I'm like, I'm going to give Zach a call. I'm like, dude, Spencer out at AE, Dakota in, which could have been wild speculation and way wrong. but I could see it happening because if Dakota would go to AE, there is no way in hell Spencer sticks around. Oh man! Now Austin, there's a rumor Tom Rinderneck is leaving X-Ray, so that puts a damper on your Schumacher prediction.
Why? I don't follow Tom, and Tom's really
Budgets.
fast most of the time, but like I think having Brock's faster most of the time. So Tom drives for me. I
Yeah,
really like Tom.
yeah,
He's a nice kid.
right.
I think Brock's faster right now, and maybe that's we saw Brennan, who also drives for me. Just to tell you guys that
Yeah,
like I've got conflict of interest here, but I'll be
yeah.
upfront about it. He was like back of the A, mid A on a good day for
Hmm.
most of his runs, and shoots to TQ and winning with X-ray or
Yeah,
whatever he used at the indoor champs. I think it was X-ray.
yeah.
That's astounding.
It
The
is.
car just didn't work for him, and the X-ray does. Maybe that's part of maybe that happens with other people too. But maybe
Right.
it's the inverse, right? Maybe the Schumacher is the car for Tom, and maybe X-ray isn't. Maybe it fits his driving style better.
Same thing with
Who
Brock
knows?
and Schumacher. So Brock, people forget he was on Associated during the B62 to B63 days when that car was the B6 series was very, very fast. And same deal like you said, middle of the A. He gets that Schumacher, takes a year with it, took him a year to really get it dialed in,
But now he's
and
stupid fast.
he is. I mean, even though until he proves me wrong, he's one of my predictions to win a world championship in 10 scale.
I think that's a good prediction.
Yeah.
Especially if it's on carpet.
Yeah. I predicted it in Arizona, and he did fairly well, like fifth-ish, around there. I think the slicks with no sauce really screwed up almost. That really truly put it on an even playing field.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't good, but everybody was on the same trash.
Yeah, I don't like. I just compared to sauce. I think that is. Yeah, you're right. There wasn't any grip.
Yeah.
Um,
Jacob's wondering about a gamma. I don't know about a gamma, man.
why? Why? Tyler Jones didn't run a gamma for very long, and Tyler's a very talented young man. And he's doing better. I don't even know if he's got a chassis
Sparko.
sponsor. Right? Oh, is he Sparko?
Yeah, I don't know if he's still on. I think he might have left Sparko. I'm not sure. I mean, he's living the dad life now. But when he was running a gamma, he was doing well. And then they came out with the N1 because he was with the gamma a tick before that N1 scenario. And that's just not it. People have tried it in the past. Though, their new two-wheel buggy. Agama's got their new two-wheel buggy that's made for carpet with the same style suspension. Maybe
that's a whole different. That's a whole different thing. You got a lot less weight. You got carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Austin's thinking Tom to Schumacher and Fenn to X-Ray. I'm not so sure about Fenn. I mean, if you would have asked me a week ago, would you bet $100,000 on Dakota Fenn going to X-Ray? I would have said, yeah.
It's a solid bet. I think that's probably the most likely scenario.
But I was talking to Keenan yesterday. I go, dude, what if all the pros are just like fucking with the public, and they know where they're going, and they know they're staying, and
it's fun. Who cares?
They're putting out false rumors, and
it's a good time.
It is. No, I enjoy it a lot. This is
the most fun.
Yeah.
I
didn't think we were gonna have a big silly season this year.
Really?
Because last year was a pretty big one.
That's true, but this year is like insane.
I thought Fenn still had another year on his contract.
Yeah, but if
I know.
I mean, they could pay it out. There could be a stipulation in there, just like with head coaches.
Yeah,
I don't know. If I was Fenn, I would have that in there.
right.
But
And
maybe they didn't agree to it. Maybe that's one of the things.
he put up a post on Sunday right before the A main at the U.S. Open. And it was his first post since November 18th on his fan page. I'm not friends with him on Facebook because I don't know. He goes, bittersweet moment coming up in the next hour for the U.S. Open, and it's just him with his TLR. I mean, basically saying that's his last ride with the TLR.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's going to be, I think, safe money Dakota to X-Ray. I think you could have a point.
There could be a lot of scenarios and different brands. Like S-Works could pick up Dakota
Yeah,
and develop the hell out of the 10 scale platform.
right. Ben goes, Tater will go wherever Dakota goes, and Tater's been running X-Ray. A lot of those guys have.
I don't know that that's true.
Yeah.
I think there are better indicators for what could be where Dakota's going, and I don't know that Tater has a bearing on that, and I don't mean to say that in
No, it's not
meanly,
a
but
negative way.
also like Brennan. I know all those guys work when you go to a race and all of them are sitting right next to each other, and you're listening to them talk about setup and what they're doing. Like they all
Yeah.
work really good together.
Yeah. Brian's saying bean counters kill. What built that name again? Yeah, no, he's right. It's kind of funny. Do you know Losey started Losey started because they couldn't get enough team associated cars for the ranch pit shop. And Gil Sr. goes, well, I'm going to build my own car. That was interesting.
I get it, but at the same time, I don't. If you have the cash flow to sustain the racing brand, I think you do that, and you have like a couple, like 3 super pro drivers that you pay, and then you have team drivers that you don't pay, but maybe get parts to help promote stuff. And the super pros help develop the chassis and develop stuff and promote and win, that kind of way. I, I think they went, they had it all the way over here, and then they went all the way over here with it.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's wrong. It's different.
They could be ahead of the curve because I've said on here before.
Yeah.
I think paid RC drivers are going to become a thing of the past. Fairly, I'm guessing by 2030.
Yeah, but I think you're still gonna have some. I think you're gonna have.
I think there'll be more of an Adam Drake role.
Yeah, well, I think you need more of those guys. I think that the roles of or the day of just the driver and no anything else is going by the wayside, but also, you're gonna have guys that are like an Alex Hagberg. Alex is super fast. He's, on the back foot of his racing career, but he's doing a lot of promotion for X-Ray. He's doing a ton of car development, and he's also he's still making podiums at almost the world level.
One thing I've been wondering, I haven't really been paying attention to, and you might have been. Where's Talon Henley going? You know something.
I do, but I was sworn to secrecy.
Yeah. You know,
I can't. I can't.
and that's the thing too. It's like I'm wondering where Nate Southern, like I said under Keenan's post, it's like, should we wait until Sunday to record this? Because there's still too many people.
I know, but that's my thing. I got, we're doing cookies this weekend and we're heading up
Yep.
north for Christmas stuff, and I ain't got the time.
Yeah. I mean, I still got to take my kids Christmas shopping for certain people still, and I got my wife done tonight.
Come on, man. Dragging your feet. We did our Christmas today.
Yeah, no, we're doing our Christmas normal. I do I just have been so busy with work that good example last night.
You went to the track.
I went to the track and I was going to go shopping right after the track and there was a pretty freaking bad ice storm.
Yeah.
Cuz my plan was so Dollar Hobbies has birthday parties. So my plan was to practice up into the party. It was from 9 to 1. We had practice. And then I'm like, all right, Joe 3 and I are gonna go. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I'm freaking going 45, 50 miles an hour on the way home, and it's 50 miles from my house to Dollar. So it's like I got home, I'm like, I'm done. And then I wanted to go out Sunday night and
Look, Joe, we all got excuses and we all got priorities, all right? So, like, your wife and your family's Christmas gifts weren't a priority.
To be fair, when we sat down, because we started watching The Bear,
Yep. Oh, dude, I love that show.
I know we're like 5 episodes deep in the first season, and it's great.
Season 2 is fucking wild.
Yeah, it's really good so far, and I can only imagine it gets better.
I love it.
But we're sitting there watching The Bear right before this. She goes, "What do you want for Christmas?" I'm like, She gave me a comprehensive list, to be fair.
See, that's lame. That's stupid. I don't like it.
But to be fair, everything that I want is so ridiculously expensive. I don't, because she does buy, she buys me expensive.
It's just knee pads.
Huh?
It's just knee pads.
Yeah, no. She buys me expensive gifts, and I feel like a guilty pile of garbage when she does.
Okay. See, I like getting things that are consumable.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can see that. But it's like all I'm trying to do right now is to build my iRacing rig, and I need some fist scale parts and, a voucher. A couple $1,000 on Delta would be nice, or a hotel. You know what
So let me tell you what my wife got me, because I'm a big fan of giving consumable items.
Yep.
For the holidays, because you know what, I got enough shit. I don't need any more stuff that I'm not going to use. So like,
right.
A month ago, my favorite mug, which looks almost like this.
Yep.
It has so it's got gold and platinum in it.
Yep.
And it's handmade. It's really cool. I drink tea out of this.
Yes.
It's my tea mug, and it cracked right here on the handle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened. It just it cracked and it started breaking. And I knew eventually it was going to break on me. So my wife got me a new one, and it's this one here, which is really cool. And they're super expensive. And we bought it at Mount Zion. So she did a whole bunch of research to figure out how to get that here without going to Utah. And then also, I like to drink coffee. And I like to grind my beans every morning before I brew my coffee. So she got me like a sampler pack, because I like trying different coffees, and that's great.
I get you some of my buddy's coffee. Anyway, keep going.
So I like stuff like that. And when I was drinking at home, I would ask for beer. Just go, and then people were like, "Well, what kind of beer?" I was like, "Go to a grocery store and buy some interesting looking beer."
Yeah.
I just pick a 6-pack or 2 out. It's gonna be stupid expensive, but I like trying different beers.
Right.
Or, something like that. And like my dad, he's going to buy me some ridiculous power tool and then also take me out to dinner. But
Yeah.
all I'm asking for is to go out to dinner with them because I don't like, I'm 30.
Two?
No, I'm 31. I'll be 31 this year. No, 30? I don't know. Whatever.
Uh,
31.
you're
And
getting choked
like,
out too much, Zach.
actually, I'm not. I can't remember the last time I got choked out.
Oh, it's the confidence.
I just, no. No confidence in that. I am sure there are plenty of people that could do it. They just don't. Um, but like, I like giving gifts like that.
Yeah.
Going, like my wife's also taking me out to this really fancy restaurant. We had to make a reservation 6 months in advance, and there's a dress code. It's gonna
Okay.
be the most expensive place that I know I've eaten at. It'd be really cool, but just
Yeah.
fun stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I'm about experiences and consumables versus like shit. I
Okay.
don't need shit.
One thing I like besides non
Knee pads.
RC, no, not knee pads.
Oh, go ahead.
Make them raw. But non racing shit
Yeah.
that I like, watches. I
Okay.
love watches.
Like
But a good watch is like,
a
well,
lot of money.
a good shitty watch is $500. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say.
this watch is $500. Eventually one day I want a Breitling or I want a Grand Seiko, but that's years down the road. When I can spend, I can't wait for the day when I could spend 5 figures on a watch confidently.
That's a lot of money, dude. But
Yeah,
sometimes those are like art. Like you can buy
they
a
are.
watch
The movement,
and
it's
and then they accumulate in value, right?
yes, yes. Joey Fitzsimmons checking in. Former co-host. He can come on whenever he wants, but never does. Ooh, Joe Garcia wants an original grain watch. Yeah. But that's the thing though. It's like watches to me are, and everybody looks at me like I've always liked watches, but never really had them except for one or two. Now that I got the office job and I used to work in a shop, everybody looks at me like I'm a douchebag.
Well,
Yeah, Brian's right. Breitling isn't a watch; it's a timepiece. He is right.
I don't know. You
But
guys
yeah,
are
no,
way above my head.
dude. I mean, it's just one of those things. I can absolutely. I'm not very good yet. I can tell the difference between $100 watch and a $500 watch, a $500 watch and $1,000 watch. The most expensive watch I ever had on my wrist was $8,000, and I just about melted. It was not on my wrist for very long. It was what they call an orphan Rolex. Do you know what that is? It's a Rolex that they make out of spare parts.
Mm.
So it's a real Rolex, but it's not. It's made. It's like that Johnny Cash song, "One Piece at a Time."
Hmm.
Same basic deal.
Okay.
Oh, Joey says he works too much, but he's getting laid up. Yeah, Brian, you're right. I can't take it with me. Uh, Joey's maybe Joey can race RC cars then if he's getting laid off soon.
RC cars are expensive, bro.
Well, he's got the cars, just needs the
Oh,
tires.
sure. Yeah, tires are. Yeah. All right.
Tires.
So we got. Tell me about this fire we had.
Oh, bummer. So there's not many guys out there making fifth scale parts, and there was a guy in the Midwest, I believe Illinois. His name is Jim Duffy. Um, he ran a company called Pro MRC, and he ran it out of his apartment. Like he was making proper 7075 aluminum chassis, all that other stuff. I was considering getting one. His apartment went up in flames and he lost everything. He was able to save his dog. and one fifth scale.
Oof.
Yeah, and everything else, his clothes. I think he had other pets like lizards and whatnot. I don't know exactly what he had for other pets. You know, I'll be honest. For somebody, I inherited a bird from my parents, and I would be sad if it burned in a fire, but I would be inconsolable if one of my dogs got burnt up in a fire. You know what I mean?
I do because I saw that.
the wife, the wife says, "Fuck
Ah,
that bird."
I don't think that's appropriate for this medium. I think there's some other. They give that hawk to a later.
No. Oh,
Uh,
she's going to jail. We can talk about that later.
oh, I don't know what I'm
But
saying.
he set up a
Oh, right.
GoFundMe, to try to get back on his feet.
Did he
I,
not have the apartment insured, or like what's
I don't
the?
think so.
Really?
I don't
We
think
had to
so.
get renter's insurance, and to get like I was running my business out of there, and to get like another 100 grand
Yep.
on the for value was like was it like $5 a month or
Mm,
something. It was like it went from 11 to $16 or something like that. It was real cheap.
yeah. Yeah, I don't
Um,
know, man. I mean, some people
uh,
like a lot of times you don't. So he's got his name's Jim Duffy. He's got a GoFundMe set up on his Facebook page. He basically runs everything, but he's trying to just recuperate so he can start things back up. I mean, he lost. Oh, it was his fish tank, TV, bed, PC, all their clothes, all that.
yeah,
And
well,
yeah, I mean, it sucks. He lost everything, and it wasn't like a lipo fire, or nothing like that. It was like an attic fire started in his apartment.
mm,
So I mean, that sucks, man. So yeah, pro MRC. Yeah, I mean, if you're into
womp,
scale
womp.
or if you're into giving, you know what I mean. One of those. But yeah, hopefully he lands back on his feet. Hopefully, like you said, he gets insurance next
I mean,
time.
I understand there's like you have to get you're waiting the money from insurance, but generally they provide like a hotel and like
Yeah.
I don't know, some like a travel car. Like if our house burns down, I'm not worried about it because we've got all that written in the policy for interim help, but also like I've got friends. Like
Yeah.
just go crash on the couch, man.
Yeah. Like,
And even if I only got this, like they're close to my size. I'm borrowing some shirts.
right, right. Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
we all got friends and stuff we can. Hey, Doug Reek checking in. A couple other things. Jared Tebow to Nova, and I think he's like officially out of retirement and running a partial schedule. I think it was driving him nuts being trackside with JTP and not actually racing.
well, yeah, I get that. I was gonna ask you if you think he was back racing or not, or if he's doing that for the business, but it could be both. Um, you know,
He's he
so
has no stickers on his car intentionally. He's playing that silly season game himself right now.
yeah, but he doesn't need like just like with DRC, like I mean, he's better than me. Don't get me
Well,
wrong.
yeah.
Like in terms of like, thanks, Joe. Jeez.
Sorry, man.
But
The accolades, the difference between the two.
that's true. But you know, all my stuff when I go racing's pretty much a business expense.
Yeah.
Same thing with him. You know, he doesn't need the money to, he's not working and making 60 grand a year. and he needs a discount to go race all these races.
Right.
He's making enough money off of it, and it's tax deductible to just go buy whatever he wants and try it out and all that stuff. And especially if he's got the money to do it,
Yep.
it's
Well, right now he's been running a Techno after the Mayako deal.
right. But he was partnered with Techno too with his business.
Yep. But now he's teasing something else. So that'll be interesting. Maybe he's just teasing I mean, Jared, he's a funny guy,
I only met him the one time, so I can't. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And then, Fritz checking in from, I'm going to get this right. He's not in Thailand. I forget. He's somewhere in Asia. Fritz is
Kissimmee? He says snowbirds.
Oh, and he's calling us snowbirds. He's yeah, he's from Minnesota. And he moved somewhere to Asia. It was not shocking. I shouldn't say shocking, but it's we miss the guy. He comes to Minnesota for a couple of races every now and again. I have a couple more little things. Unfortunately, NDRC World is shutting down as one of the biggest tracks in the country. Everybody wanted to blame something, and they did.
I mean, I think I'm sure you have too, but I've been a part of a ton of tracks, and like a lot of these tracks, there's just a plethora of reasons right now why they're closing, and I think they're just compounding on each other. Because if one of them happened, I think they'd be okay. Like if the rent increased, if it doubled or tripled, like most of the time, like it's not great, but like you could survive.
Yeah.
But you got that. You got online retailers taking your sales. You got contract customers. You got a bad economy, so people aren't coming in. You got your local racers not buying stuff from you anymore.
Yeah.
You got, no new people coming in. It's, you got a lot of things going on. And then also, like, the pockets of RC are moving around. Like, Indianapolis used to be a really big hotbed for RC, and it's kind of not there anymore. It's moving up north, it's moving down south, it's moving to the east and the west, but it's not in Indianapolis anymore.
Yeah. I
So
thought
I think that
NDRC World was in Texas. No, NDRC World was in Texas. I
don't know where it is, but just
You're thinking, yeah. Oh, it was Garland, Texas.
Yeah. So, but that's another thing too. Like the Texas tracks, dude, it's so hot down there.
Yeah.
I went to one race outside. I'm not going back to outside racing in Texas unless it's December.
Yeah. Well, this is an indoor facility, indoor clay. So it's just, there's reasons that they know why and we don't, and everything's speculation. You know what I mean?
Hey, mismanagement's number one.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, it is what it is.
Well, mismanagement takes form, in a variety of ways, not just stupid decisions.
Right. Oh, Fritz is saying Taiwan. I get the Thai right every time. Yeah. He's in Taiwan. I want to go to Asia so bad.
I hear it's really cool.
There's two trips I want to do. Well, Beth and I want to do, because you got to stop off in South Korea anyways. I want to do South Korea and Vietnam, or South Korea and Thailand in the same trip, because your connecting flight's always South Korea anyway. So why not extend it a few days? And then I want to go to Vietnam, and then I want to do a European road trip, like through like
no
Spain.
Japan.
No, I mean the kids want to go, but no.
Why?
Maybe I want to go see the Yatabi Arena and all that junk, but I want to go to Nintendo World. I want to go to the Nintendo Museum. But does that justify a trip to Japan?
Well, you go to Japan while you're over there.
Well, yeah, but
You're not that far away from Japan at that point.
yeah, no, you're right.
And then you
But
Japan back to Hawaii. You know, spend a week in Hawaii.
yeah, I wish. I wish. No, well, like Thailand. I want to go train a little bit. I want to go to that.
You die over there.
Oh yeah, I would get my ass beat so bad, but I still want to train over there.
Me too. I don't know if I'd go.
I want to go there, and I want to go to that bar where you do a Thai fight for a free bucket of beers.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah, you do that, and all the other things in Thailand. Vietnam would have to be a whole separate trip. I want to do some of the super touristy stuff, and I want to do some jungle shit. Motorcycles like through the jungle in Vietnam sound like so much fun.
Okay.
But yeah,
there's so much cool stuff to do everywhere that it's kind of like you gotta pick.
There is, but it's like in Japan, I can only think of 3 things I want to do. Now, my daughter is a massive anime fan. So it would be fun to bring Japan would be way more fun for her than it would be
ramen.
I really don't.
Fucking Americans.
I know. I mean, and again, my kids do. Like, I get my wife and I get the kids weird ramen from everywhere. Have
you been to a ramen, like an actual ramen restaurant?
I have not.
It's different than just ramen noodles from a packet.
Yes. But
although good ramen is out of a pack, it's not bad. It's it's good. It can be good, but it's not like, dude, we got a couple cool ramen shops down here, and like they're not like the best thing I've ever eaten, but they're cool and they're good. And that would be part of the reason I would go to Japan is the food. I would do the sushi and the ramen and just all the Japanese like.
That's the one thing I can't do. That's the one thing I can't do is seafood. Seafood.
No, I've got like an indestructible stomach, so like I want to go to like a good sushi restaurant and get omakase. I think I'm saying that right, which is like the chef just prepares you whatever the fuck and you eat it.
Yeah. Jacob saying, what about the Huddy Arena? The Huddy Arena. That would be fun to go to. Fritz is saying there's asphalt racing every weekend. That would be cool. And then Evan's wondering, are you going to the Clash?
Oh yeah. So I'll do a little thing here real quick. So I will be at the Clash on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is Friday the 3rd, Saturday the 4th, and Sunday the 5th. Friday, in between seeding and qualifying, we are going to do a test and talk with WMH. Andrew Sarator and I will be there. Bring your batteries. Everybody who gets a battery tested will be entered to win a free Batter Wizard.
That's awesome. Yeah. Let's see. I've been surfing Facebook just in case something gets dropped while we're on. It always happens, and it's always happened since I started this podcast. The day after, big shit happens every time.
Who cares? We'll do another podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Evan, come up and say hi.
Yeah.
I'm going to be terrible. I'm going to meet 12,000 people or how many ever people are there. I'll be with the other vendors. I'll be walking around. I'll probably be wearing this shirt at some point.
Fritz giving us education. I'm guessing he means Lyman. doesn't
Look,
mean instant noodles in Asian languages. It means hand pulled noodles. We ruin the word. I'm guessing he means
oh,
ramen.
yeah. Look, that's cool. I'm not like I want to go try like the local cuisine to
Yeah.
an extent. Like I'm not I don't have any limit.
Well,
I've
I'll
got
tell
some
you what.
limits here.
My stomach's so weak about seafood. Like we have a Korean mall in Minnesota,
Long
and
John
this,
Silver's is too much for you?
yeah, I don't know nothing seafood.
Okay. So, go ahead.
L- Yeah, so it's like we go to this Korean mall in Minnesota, and it takes me 30 minutes to get used to the smell and not want to vomit. It's always been that reaction. I don't know why. Oh, so Austin's wondering, does your motor holder work on a Hobby Wing analyzer?
The test and yeah, the test holder and the load master work with the Hobby Wing Analyzer.
Yes. Yeah, Fritz was talking about ramen. Let's see. I got a couple more things. Roche is looking for a new U.S. distributor. Did you
Yeah,
see
I
that
bet.
one?
I don't understand what Roche is doing. They're making the Destiny cars.
Yep.
They're making their own cars. How about you just stop with all this nonsense and make one car?
They're the Hyundai of the RC world.
I guess. I mean, that's yeah, I guess. Not really, but yeah. Um, I don't know. Like I don't understand what they're doing. I don't like. I wouldn't pick that up if they gave me everything on consignment.
Yeah. Um,
Um, yeah.
no, I understand. I had a Roche back when Roche was the 12 scale to have.
About
And
8 years ago.
um 6, 7, yeah, around. I loved it. I really did. But we all know that osmatics and the new X-rays just destroy most things.
The new Osmatics 12 scale I hear is just superb.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I'm kind of curious if Associated will come out with the 12 scale after the touring car. If let's say the touring car is successful.
I I don't know. I talked to a guy
Yeah,
and he says that there's only 500 12 scale racers in the world.
he's probably that's a tough one. No, well, okay, traditional 12 scale, I could see that, but GT12 is pretty frickin' big.
Maybe okay, but all right, let's say it's 1,000. There's like 1,000 touring car racers in Michigan.
Yeah, I suppose.
So whoa, no, that's
What
not.
what happened?
Mine popped in there. I had the chat open finally, and I was looking at the things. But you pull the motor in place, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. Austin, you just slide it in. You don't have to worry about it. I don't. I don't know, man. Like that's just how we designed it. Uh, on
Man,
on some of the motors, they're a little different. It's kind of a one size fit all. Most of the time, you can't twist them enough to get
yeah,
the tabs to touch.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. You
Yeah.
can, if you see me at a race, I have one there. You can play with it.
Yep. I got a couple more. Um, Dollar Hobbies. I finally got a chance to try their new off-road carpet, and all I got to say about it is it's very good.
No, but
Jeff did a really good job picking that out, and yeah, man, don't be afraid to race off-road at Dollar. Well, last year Jeff got the new CRC carpet, and it was a
Trash.
nightmare.
Hmm.
You know, the fuzz was clogging the tires, which did not happen with, I think he had a Gen 1 or Gen 2 carpet in there prior.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then new update for the Toolkit M8D to where it can handle a discharge bank. I got excited to see that. Even though I don't
Right.
use them, it's good to have an option.
Yeah. The problem is they didn't tell you a couple things. The software's not on their website.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, it's only available on their social media post, and they didn't tell you how to get there once you install the new software. And then they didn't specify what discharger you can use. So
Yeah, that's
I
true.
sent them
But
a message. I will
yep.
post it when I find out.
Yeah, and
Hopefully
I'll
tonight.
but the thing is, so have you cracked open a toolkit yet?
I didn't just because my charger's still working.
Yeah.
And I get to the track once a month. Like spending more money on RC isn't at the top of my list.
The ease of use, like the iCharger is easy once you get the hang of it, you know. Like for example, adjusting your end voltage on your battery with an iCharger. People come up to me and ask me how to do it. I'm like, I can't
Pretty
tell
easy.
you how to do it. I have to sit and do it just out of memory. It's not
Yeah.
with the toolkit, it's just when you're going to the charging profile, it's all right there.
And then you can check the IR with it too, right?
Yes, you can check the IR. You hit the info button and then the black button that's
All right.
by the scroll wheel.
There
But
you
yeah,
go.
dude, the charger is really good. Oh, Lee's saying the DX6 is sweet that he got from DRC.
Look, we sell them both. I got both
Yeah,
in stock. I
dude, I'm still an iCharger fan as well. That I had that iCharger for 10 years and it never screwed up while charging. It never did anything bad. The only thing that stopped working, which I could have fixed, was the scroll wheel.
Yeah, that's easy to fix.
But then again, I've had it for 10 years, you know. Maybe it's time to retire it as my workbench charger.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like iCharger after and really not even, but after they launched their chargers, there's some software updates, but they're just sitting. I feel like they're sitting on their laurels. Like
Yeah.
they launched the X series, which was pretty cool and innovative, and then it kind of didn't do anything. And then there was the DX, and you're like, this is
Yeah.
kind of like a hybrid of the two chargers, or
Right.
this is like an X6 with two channels. It's still kind of shitty. It works. It's kind of
Well,
weird. I don't know.
that's I've seen more X6s in the pits than anything else.
Well, it's a $200 charger that you can do 30 amps with. But
Yeah.
now so is the M8D is like 160 or something like that.
No, the M8D is 139.99 on your page.
All right, there we go. $140, you can do 30 amps
Yep.
per channel. I'm bad with prices and everything else in my life.
Yeah.
So I mean that's what you got to do though, and it's touchscreen and it's new and cool, and they're pushing it and they're doing stuff, and they give good margins on it. iCharger.
There were spy shots that I saw 5 or 6 years ago of an iCharger prototype that never was released. That would have been gnarly.
I think they're missing the market without having an AC charger, and they have no plans on releasing one.
Well, they are. But they did a really good job with updating the 406. Was it the 458 now with the what kind of connectors are those instead of bullets?
XT90.
Yeah, the XT90.
The
I think
problem
they did.
is nobody's using XT90 connectors. That's the only chargers that use it are the S6 and the 4.5 series.
I want to say the back of the toolkit uses a XT90 and
But that's
the front uses an XT60.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about though. The um the input power is different. So that's the same as the DX series.
Okay.
You know, um all the other chargers, like probably 90% of the chargers out there are XT60 right now.
Mhm.
iCharger is doing its own thing with the XT90, and people are getting them confused.
Yep.
That's why at DRC we stopped asking what connector you have and started asking what charger do you have, because people get
Yeah.
it mixed up all the time. And then we had like
Hey, this
wanted
doesn't work.
XT60 males, and they really needed the female, and
Hmm.
it's all just a little bit confusing. And so,
Yeah, yeah. I got to order a couple more cables for my charger as well. I got to order one to charge radio batteries, and I have to order a Dean's connector one as well. But yeah, that's going to happen after Christmas. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can get this. You got to see how fat this cat is. Hold on. Hi, kitty.
you could put them on a diet.
Look at him. Okay. He was sitting there messing with me. That's my daughter's obese cat.
That's not a cat. That's 1.5 cats.
He's
That's a cat that ate another cat.
He's so heavy. He's like dense. It's ridiculous.
Put him on a diet.
We're trying. So we're waiting for our elderly cat to die.
It's show.
Well, it's a
The
situation
local
where
Chinese place needs more meat.
yeah, no,
Jokes.
no, I know they're all jokes, but the thing is, we have an elderly cat. She's about her life isn't. We don't put her to sleep because she doesn't have a bad life, but she's old. And well, that fat bastard eats all of her food all the time.
All right.
But so when she dies, he's going to get the regular, I don't know, third of a cup of food he needs a day.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to be mad and he's going to mess stuff up. But he's going to be done being fat.
Well, wish you luck.
Yeah. Anyway,
We're doing that with my dog.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's getting surgery, so he's got to be the proper weight.
Okay.
He's just a big fucking dog. Like he's supposed to weigh 100 pounds. He's a lab.
Oh yeah.
He's just a big, like 3-foot table. He can put his head on the table.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I guess a tail that probably hurts when he hits you with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing is like this big around.
Yeah. Oh, my lab wakes up my daughter every morning, wagging her tail, going down the hallway, just whack, whack.
Against the wall. I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. I know.
All right. Yeah, I agree. I got to get going.
All right, cool, guys. Well, we're hoping to have more silly season news, but if we have anything breaking or anything like that, we'll come back. So we'll see. Maybe I could do a 15-minute stream, but yeah, we'll figure it out. So I'm Joe Zer. What was that?
It's all good.
Yeah, I'm Joe Zer Jr. and with me was my co-host Zach Donathan, and we've ran out of talent. Have a good night, guys.